And we're back now with business, and Banks Holdings Limited, or BHL, has recorded a positive performance in the company's most recently released consolidated financial statements. According to the statement by Director Richard Cozier, the company was able to improve its profit from operations by about 3% between 2016 and 2017. He says the increase resulted from continued strengthening of market share and further cost controls despite having a weak macroeconomic environment. The company also managed to improve its cash flows by about $68.2 million, arising from improved results and the sale proceeds generated from the disposal of shares in Caribco Limited. The company paid off all external debt during the year. Well, President of the Barbados Association of Office Professionals, Karen Carter, says the role of office professionals has changed significantly in recent years. In an interview with the Business Report, she said that office professionals play a crucial role in the overall success of businesses today.
Lots of people still see administrative professionals as a person in there who just takes minutes or do any administrative in the sense of writing letters and so on. We have it's so far removed now. We have moved up. Many of our administrative professionals are not even no longer called clerk, typists, and stenographers, and they all have changed. And if we check worldwide, you recognize that not only the names but the duties have changed. And if we check, many of them now are PAs, personal assistants, executive assistants, and really and truly, they're the ones who are running the office. Because let's consider it, when you know your boss is running from meeting to meeting and so on, who's really running the office? It is your administrative professional.
And time now to take a look at how those stocks traded on selected exchanges across our region.
We get going with Jamaica, where Wasinco Group Limited ordinary shares was the volume leader with 1,990,579 units at $11.14 each. And they were followed by Carreras Limited and Seprod Limited. Now over in Trinidad and Tobago, One Caribbean Media Limited was the volume leader with 12,635 shares changing hands for a value of $126,351.95, and they were followed by Republic Financial Holdings Limited and First Citizens Bank Limited. And right here in Barbados, Epley Caribbean Property Fund SCC Value Fund was the volume leader, trading 89,382 shares at 55 cents each. And they were followed by the West India Biscuit Company Limited and Goddard Enterprises Limited.
And in international business, U.S. President Donald Trump says he is extending a deadline to increase tariffs on Chinese imports after what he's calling substantial progress in the latest round of trade talks with Beijing. Higher levies on more than $200 billion worth of Chinese goods were due to be imposed from this Friday.
Trade negotiators from the world's two biggest economies were locked in talks all weekend in Washington to meet a March 1st deadline for a deal to avoid an escalation of a trade war. They weren't talking much about their progress, but President Donald Trump was, at least through Twitter, a deal might be close. Trump tweeted in part, "I'm pleased to report that substantial progress has been made on important structural issues, including intellectual property protection, technology transfer, agriculture, services, currency, and many other issues," Trump wrote before adding that there is no longer a deadline to get the deal done. Significant because if the deadline had stayed in place, tariffs on $200 billion in Chinese goods would have jumped from 10% to 25%. This likely now won't happen unless talks break down. The negotiations were supposed to end on Friday when Trump met with trade negotiators in the Oval Office, but were extended through the weekend.
I think we both feel that way. I think we both feel that there's a very good chance that the deal will happen.
From China, we believe that it is very likely that it will happen, and we hope that ultimately we'll have a deal.
It'll please President Xi Jinping. Further tariffs won't hurt his economy. And in the U.S., Trump was under pressure. The U.S. stock market has slumped since the trade war began. He knows, too, that American farmers in the heartland, where many of Trump's key supporters live, are hurting after tariffs sharply decreased exports of agricultural products such as soy to China.
And now for the Sanitation Service Authority's feature on illegal dumping.
The SSA had one of the biggest jobs on their hand this week when they had to deal with this. An illegal dumper left Long Beach in a sad state of affairs, which will further stretch the resources of the SSA. We are appealing to people to stop this nasty and inhumane practice so the SSA can get on with the job of their weekly collections.
Pick it up, put it in. Pick it up, put it in. Pick it up, put it in. Clean thoughts, clean living, clean nation.
Last week, we looked at how companies can enhance what they do with the SSA, and we spoke to 2 students. We are speaking to one again, but this time we are going to the subject matter expert to see what she has to say about the role of the SSA as it relates to sustainability, waste management, and businesses. As the expert in the field of sustainability and waste management, we want you to lock into waste management and say how that fits into the whole idea of facilities management and sustainability.
Waste management is certainly not a sexy subject. However, it is an essential one. We've been hearing a lot recently about waste contamination and the build-up of garbage, and of course the wonderful efforts of the Sanitation Service Authority in helping to create a clean living environment for our island. However, as a facilities management professional, we do play a key role in ensuring that waste management and the direction of which waste management heads in is one that is communicated to an organization. So the facilities manager or the facilities management team is key in helping an organization achieve their waste management goals.
What is one thing that you would advocate companies to do that would enhance what we're doing at the SSA? On average, at least 1,000 tons go into the transfer station. Out of that 1,500-600 goes to the landfill. What's one thing that can be done?
I think it's important for the facilities management team or somebody designated, the operations manager, the property manager, anybody who holds that title within an organisation to have a good relationship with a waste management company or the Sanitation Services Authority to look at ways in which they can work together to build upon best practices and just give some direction and training as it relates to waste management and the proper disposal of garbage, so that this message, as I say, can be communicated across the business or across the organisation.
Well, the SSA can be the driving force behind us paying more attention to recycling. Now it's a choice that businesses take, whereas we should make it a little more mandatory for the businesses to indulge in recycling, getting rid of the waste, cutting down the amount of paper we use, cutting down the energy that we utilize in electricity, etc. The SSA can give us the guidance that we would need to retrofit our businesses so they will be more green friendly and live longer in the business environment in Barbados.
At the SSA, it's not only senior persons like Ms. Dean, but they're persons who work day in and day out making sure that the whole project comes together. Ordinary persons like this gentleman here. Come on, sir. Hi. How you doing?
I'm cool, sir.
Come on, I want you to face this camera and talk to me. First, tell everybody in Barbados what's your name.
Yeah, my name is McDonald Thompson.
McDonald, how long have you been working with the Sanitation Service Authority?
I'm going 29 years now.
Nearly as long as I've been born. What do you love most about your job?
Well, I love my job. I love giving back to the community. I love being a part of sanitation, a place that I know where I could be safe in my job, and where my job helped me in life. As it helped me to be somebody in life, and I try to give back something to the community.
And this area here, when this waste now is not going into the gullies, how do you feel about that in terms of it's important for the environment?
Well, I tell the future Barbadian is that we got to learn to help ourselves and make a future for our children. When we put the bulky waste in the gully, it causes mosquitoes breeding, and it can affect our country. And we're trying to shun the country from any diseases. So I asking the future Barbadian is to, when they have the fridges in store, please don't do illegal dumping. They can bring it to the SSA and we will take care of them.
Well, I'm Carl Padmore with a big team here. We have Miss Dean and we have Matt Donald. This is Clean Thoughts.
Yes.
See you next week.
Yes.
Pick it up.